This message did not come to you on accident. I mainly made this video for somebody that recently has been feeling like they've had this deep desire to not only impact, but to go ahead and just live as their true self, like be more authentic, like not live in the cage of their own fears and doubts anymore, or have really just been wanting to do something different in life, but they don't really trust themselves. This is the video for you because I felt like this so many times, not only my creative journey, but like when I was first starting in my growth self development journey and just growing as a creator as well. Because the one thing that I have realized is that our intuitive messages, our intuitive nudges that we have internally, is the one thing that is going to lead us to our dream life. Okay, this is not something I don't have an outline for this video. I don't have nothing planned for this video, but I was so called to create this because recently I had a video go viral on my YouTube channel that has literally skyrocketed my growth on YouTube after, being consistent for the last 5 months and procrastinating YouTube for 10 years. And that video popped my whole channel off and attracted so much for me just from simply following an intuitive message from myself, right? And following my intuition. And on my channel, I talk a lot about like feminine energy and utilizing that so that you can utilize that creative energy, that feminine energy to create your dream life, right? I talk about that a lot on this channel. And that's because I like do not understand how powerful that is, but it's so powerful when you actually listen to your intuition. What a lot of people do is that they have an intuitive message, they have this nudge, they have this pull to go a certain direction, and guess what? They ignore it. And guess what? They have that call coming from the inside, and guess what? They decline the call, right? They go ahead and it's because they designed it to be this way. The system literally designed it to be this way so that you could be so distracted. You could be so in survival mode. You can be so stressed out about life that you do not even have time to listen to your intuition, which is so insane because it's something that's like quote unquote silent, right? It's something that we can't even see, it's something that we can't touch, but it's something that screams at us so freaking loud, right? Sometimes you might even get it every single day, or maybe you might get it every other day or every now and then, but it's so potent with the message that it's trying to tell us. But we get so bogged down by life and so bogged down by the distractions that they basically put around us, so to program us to not to listen to our inner voice, right? And things like drugs and alcohol and smoking and all this stuff, like they preach that it's helping us, they preach that it's the best for us, but in actuality it's stopping us from reaching our potential, and it's stopping us from attracting our dream life, right? Like our intuition is so powerful in that way, especially for women. So would go with all this to say is start listening to more of those intuitive messages. It's going to lead you to greatness. Now, I'm going to let you know this. Usually for me, there's a difference between like thinking about stuff and intuitive message, and I'll tell you the difference. What I've noticed is that when I'm operating at a negative frequency, when I'm not eating as well, when I haven't worked out, where I haven't taken care of myself, I haven't taken care, of developing myself and growing myself mentally and spiritually, that's when I start having thoughts and I start thinking about things that are not aligned with my highest self. And some would say, oh, that's your intuition. I don't believe that's your intuition. I think intuition comes from a positive, high frequency place. And that comes from when you're a high frequency state. And I go with all this to say, not only listen to your intuition, your actual intuition, because don't mistaken your negative thoughts for intuition. Understand that your intuition and your true intuitive thoughts come from you showing up as your highest self, and then start listening to the highest version of yourself. Okay. So even do little things like, hey, let go of devices. I know they can try to convince you that drinking is cool and that smoking weed is going to make you like smarter and calmer. But babe, like, I actually want you to listen to yourself. Yourself. We were born on this earth without any of those things. We were born on this earth and designed in a perfect way without any of those things to function perfectly. And when we start thinking that we need everything externally to be something and to be our best self, that is when we get lost. That is when we go on a path that's not our highest self. And that's why people go 1 year, 2 years, and then 3 years turns into 4 years, and then 5 years turns into 50 years with passing their whole life not at a place they ever wanted to be because they never listened to the intuition, because they fed more in to other people's voice instead of their highest self's voice. And I go with all this to say that if you get anything from this video, I hope that you don't have to listen to me, but I hope that you do the habits that are aligned with your highest self so that you can start showing up as your highest self and start listening to that highest self intuition, because that highest self intuition is honestly, it's a higher power. It's beyond ourselves, that's going to lead us to greatness, right? And I say with all this is just go ahead and dedicate yourself to being your best self so that you can have intuitive thoughts that move mountains in your life. Okay? So again, like I said, like this is just all this me talking. I've seen people on YouTube like do these little like channeled messages. I don't even know what it's called. I'm not going to put a name to it. I just know this was an intuitive message I wanted to give you to listen to your intuition. Yes. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Go out there, be your best self so that you could have an intuition that is going to lead you to your dream life. I love you.